Imagine if you were born in the Stone Age. Crazy, right? You'd have no sense of language, no sense of wearing clothes, etc. etc. The only focus would be hunting and survival and food and water. Eventually, when winter comes, when the seasons hit, you'd realize that you need something to keep yourself warm. So you either pull leaves from trees or you use animal skin. And there's one thing which comes out of all of this, that everything which we do, it involves a plan. And by plan, I don't mean some sequence of actions which take you to the result. What plan here refers to is the visual mapping of how you're going to accomplish a certain something. Breaking it down further, a plan today means you're sitting and deciding a preferred set of actions to approach a goal or to fulfill some particular objective. Here's something which happens to us daily, but we don't seem to pay much attention to it. Assume that you're sitting in your home, okay, and you're craving something to eat, you're hungry. So let's say you're craving some pizza, for example. So what's gonna happen? The obvious answer from most people to this question would be that they'd either order some, they would go to a restaurant, or they'll start thinking of how to make one. Now, what if I tell you that all of these cases are secondary? Now let me dive in further and explain it to you how it is. The mind functions in a very funny manner. The sequence which the mind gives you is that first it shows you the supposed outcome and then begins processing the information you have about the certain objective, which is savoring some good pizza in this case. To achieve this outcome, it's something fundamental which isn't really thought about very well, that the mind picturizes the outcome first rather than the process. So in this case, it actually shows you the supposed outcome, which is the pizza. Okay, you might not be clearly able to see it because it is mostly hazy. So anyway, in this case, it would show you a picture of a prepared hot pizza, and this will happen regardless of anything. When you set a goal, your mind shows you the glimpse you desire. It imagines what you want the outcome to be. The procedure to achieve the desired outcome is secondary to that. So whatever we do, there's a certain image of it in the mind, okay, which it sees as the desired outcome. The Stone Age example goes to show the same. We require imagination not only when we draw or build or create something, we require it as a basic survival skill too. So while researching for this episode, I just wondered what it takes to have a sense of imagination which is able to see visions which aren't classified by the branches of science yet. If I say ball, person A might be thinking of a cricket ball and person B might be thinking of a football or a basketball or maybe a volleyball or something. So similar to hacking a physical mechanism in a body, what would it take a person to imagine better? Or to maybe surpass his own imagination? To have a level of imagination which is unparalleled. So I would give you an example that I'm pretty much fascinated by sci-fi environments, and thus there were a few fictional scenarios I wanted to draw. So on a random day, I just sat and I wanted to draw, but I was blank. I couldn't sketch, couldn't modify buildings to look futuristic, and a couple of other problems followed. So I just paused and I said, okay, this is not happening. I'll do it later. I paused working and went out for a walk. So while walking, I observed some sceneries under the bridge, old temples, and yada yada, and a lot more. The next time I sat on my desk, I had a couple of designs in mind from the visions at the walk. With just a bit of tweaking here and there, I was ready with a finished result. To my amazement, I drew 3 more scenes, improvising on mistakes. The cycle of imagination. This can be a creativity hack for everyone. Observe, create, tweak a few things, and the process turns into a form of rapid improvement. So maybe the gateway to an unparalleled imagination lies in the fact that one must follow, observe, and tweak to reach a broader level. This cycle could be what most people subconsciously follow. As social creatures, a lot of us are really stimulus driven. Observation of something beautiful triggers your imagination. We could also conclude that a lot of the understanding processes in the brain pivots around observation. So the next time you're onto something you want to build or create, remember to observe, tweak, and improvise. Okay, this was today's episode of DRISHTIKON. Hope you all found it useful.